Alrighty, so just like we did last time, we're going to do these angle proofs, and we have a guide here. Again, you don't need to worry about this one, but this side is going to help you for the first 6, and I'm going to do the first 2 with you. So I have this Reasons Bank I'm about to pull to my e-glass so you can see that. Should be right here. There we go. So we have a Reasons Bank for this, and we're going to try and fill this out. So let's start by angle PQR is a right angle. So we have given information, and we're going to take a quick look at our picture. So angle PQR is a right angle. I'm going to just draw that in right here because that's my symbol for right angle. I like to draw on my pictures. Okay, and angle PQR is a right angle. That's given to me, so I don't have to think too hard about it. I'm going to knock it off my list. Oops, need the pen tool. Pen, scribble, excellent. Okay, that was an ugly scribble. You guys are okay with that. Okay, so the next one says angle PQR equals 90 degrees. Okay, well, let's look at my choices. And I think the one that makes the most sense is the top one. That's the definition of a right angle. And I can come back, oops, right angle. I can come back to my sheet here and look. A definition of a right angle says that if it's called a right angle, it's 90 degrees. So I'm good with that. We'll keep that there. All right, the next one says angle PQS, that's this one up here, plus angle SQR equals angle PQR. Ooh, that looks awfully familiar. And if I look at my choices, which I forgot to write this one off, it's not a complementary angle. It's not the transitive property, but it is the angle addition postulate. Small angle plus another small angle equals the bigger one. So angle add post. That'll be good enough. All right, so now we have angle PQS plus angle SQR equals 90 degrees. Let's look at our choices here. We have definition of complementary angles. We have transitive property. So this might take time for you to think about, like, what is it actually? In this case, let's look at what we already know up here. We have angle PQR equaling 90. And we have angle PQR equaling this other stuff. And so then to come here and say that the other stuff, that's this stuff, equals 90, that sure looks like the transitive property to me. So that's what I'm going to write, transitive property. And then this last one, since I've already used transitive property, it's got to be complementary, but let's check out what is the definition of complementary angles just to make sure that we remember. So the definition of complementary angles are complementary if and only if the sum of their measures is 90. So down here, we have that their sum is 90. That means they must be complementary. So that's what we're going to write. Def of complementary angles. Okay, so that's how you're using this tool to really think through those options in your word bank is really going to help you out. So take your time and think through those. Let's do one more example and then you're on your own. So given angle 2 is congruent to angle 3, angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. Oh, that's a semicolon, so I should have read those slower. But let's go ahead and mark those off on our picture. We have angle 2 is congruent to angle 3, so I'm going to draw my little tick mark. That's an arc mark, sorry, that those are equal. And angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. That means that 1 plus 2 is 180. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of keep that in mind. So let's see, I've got lots of choices up here, but my first one, angle 2 congruent to angle 3, that's definitely a given. And so I'm going to mark one of these givens off. It looks like there's a second one too. So somewhere I'm going to have to find that other one. And I'm just going to start by looking for it. Angle 1 and 2 form a linear pair. I found it, so I'm going to write that down over here so that I don't have to get confused later. Okay, you could put those on the same, like one line on top of each other. You could put them together. This is just how this example is. All right, angle 2 equals angle 3. Now remember that when we change from a congruent sign, congruent sign to an equal sign, that is the definition of congruence. So that's what we're going to use here. So let me go here and say definition of congruence. And I'm going to mark this off my list. Definition of congruence, because we changed from a congruent sign to an equal sign. Angle 1 and 2 are supplementary. Okay, let's take a look up here and see what has to do with linear pairs and being supplementary. Looks like we're going to call that the linear pair theorem, which is in our list. Okay, so linear pair theorem is going to go right here. So we've kind of got a lot going on in this one. Linear pair theorem, Theo. Okay, I have a nephew named Theo. All right, so now we're going to keep on going. Angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. Let's go back. Where do we have something equaling 180? There we go. If they're supplementary, the sum is 180. That's the definition of supplementary angles, which also happens to be on our list, okay? So we're going to write the def of supplementary angles right here. We're down to 2 choices. One of them is going to be definition of supplementary angles again. One of them is substitution. So let's take a look at what we have. Which one makes the most sense? So we have angle 1 plus angle 3 equals 180. The only change from here to here is this angle 2 changes to an angle 3. And that definitely, we already knew that. So it looks to me like we've done substitution. And now that we knew that those add to 180, we can use the definition of supplementary again to say that they are supplementary angles. So I know that's pretty fast. Definitely pause, rewind, watch this again, think about it. And you have a few more that you are going to do on your own with the word bank. You're going to have a few more without a word bank, but there's clues given on each side. And then that is the end. Okay, so go through those as best you can. Keep using your math perseverance and let me know if you have any questions.